Hi, Ray Hayden here, and this video is the continuing experiments in trying to get an external microphone connected and working with the ZTE Axon 7 while we're recording video. Now this is the microphone here, and that should have made sound, and not this one, which is the internal microphone built into the ZTE Axon 7. Now, I thought I told you, maybe I didn't mention the name of it, but it's the Rode SmartLav Plus lavalier microphone. I do not have the windscreen on it because that makes the microphone look bigger, and I prefer to make it look smaller. And the other note that I did when I did the research about the microphone is I knew that it had a short cable on it. It's only about 4 feet long, and in all actuality, or in all reality, the microphone cable that comes with our earbud that comes with the Axon 7 phone is slightly longer. It might look funny having these things hanging from our ears. However, it is a slightly longer cable. So with that, I knew that I should pick up the SC1 microphone extension cord. And on the back of the box, they show it connected to their SmartLav Plus. Now these things are very affordable, should I say, in the realm of video production. They're not that expensive. And this little device here is the Rode SC4, and it's an adapter that I was hoping to use to get my professional level lavalier microphones connected up and working to get the sound into the ZTE Axon 7 phone, and that experiment was a failure. That did not work. Let me put this earbud set down as well. So the microphone cable is pretty short, and it adds an additional audio connection. I dislike having additional audio connections, but I can understand it makes kind of sense, and times have changed from way back in the day when I used these things and hated them. This is a very good connection. It looks like a very stable, strong connection, and in handling these things, I haven't noticed anything going wrong in my tests that I've made so far. And I've also been playing around with how I would handle managing these cables during a video shoot, and you can either stretch the thing out as far as you might need, or you can kind of hold it in your hand or have somebody else kind of wheel out or reel out the amount of cable you might need in order to move around if you need to. And the audio should still sound good. Now there's another thing I noticed in my test video when I wore the microphone up to the side and I turned, like if I had it over here on my left side and I turned to the right, my mouth moved pretty far away from the microphone, and the direction I was talking was further away. And when I turned closer to it, it'd be like the volume is being, too high or too low, and it was a negative impact on the quality of the audio I was recording in the tests. So I decided to put the thing right in the center underneath my chin so it doesn't get too bad if I turn my head one way or the other, hopefully. This is part of that test. Now if I wanted to come back further away from the camera, I should still be able to get good quality sound right into the camera. If I want to come over here and talk about individual cameras and do a demonstration or a demonstrative video, if I want to talk about the video cart, or if I want to talk about the video boxes, or maybe I want to discuss something about these cameras up here, I can do that, and I have more freedom of movement with the external microphone. Now I want to touch on two more points. The lavalier microphone does not work with the internal camera application that we get with the ZTE Axon 7. It did not recognize the microphone itself or the microphone with the extension cord, and it never recognized any which way I could try to get my external microphones into my ZTE Axon 7. The video recording software that comes with the phone never recognized any external microphone, so it just doesn't do it. Maybe that's an update for ZTE down the road to allow the internal camera to recognize an external microphone in a future update of the software. That would be sweet, because that brings me to the second issue, Open Camera, which is a free camera application available in the Google Play Store. That application obviously does. That's what I'm recording this video with, and it's hearing my external microphone that I have connected to the camera. Now here's the issue with that. Open Camera can only record video to the internal storage of the camera. I have a 128 gigabyte card, a micro SDXC card inserted into the ZTE Axon 7, and Open Camera cannot record video directly to that card. I think it's some kind of a security issue or whatever it is, but it's kind of a limiting feature of open software, because I can't record to to that massive amount of storage that I have. I can only record to like about the 45 gigabytes of free storage that I have on the cell phone's internal storage. So that's kind of an oh darn kind of situation for me. I would really prefer to be able to write directly to the 128 gig card, which brings me up to a third point. The third point is that the ZTE Axon 7, somebody correct me below if I'm wrong on this, but this phone will recognize now a 256 gigabyte SDXC micro card. Now, somebody also correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the future of SDXC is slated to support up to 2 terabits of data. So we have a potential opportunity to record video up to 2 terabits on an additional SDXC micro card. That's an incredible game changer there. However, open software at this time of this recording cannot access that card to store that kind of data. The internal camera, again, doesn't recognize the external microphone, so it's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. But because open software does recognize the external microphone being plugged in, for the experimental videos that I want to do, until one of those two things changes, and the change I'm looking for is either open software is allowed to write to the additional storage we put in our phones, or the ZTE Axon 7's default video recording program will allow an external microphone to be plugged in. One of those two things needs to happen, so that we can write large video files and then we'll edit them as we choose. But if you want to do like 10 takes of a video for a YouTube video, which happens quite often, by the way, you want to be able to do that. So, and you don't want to have to erase all the video you're shooting, because like if I start to do multiple takes, I'll go back and I'll delete additional video. So I know I have more than enough room to shoot the video that I want to shoot. So that's kind of a game changer there. But either open software would need to be able to access the additional storage, or the camera application that comes with the phone needs to recognize an external microphone when plugged into the input on the side of the phone. So with that, I say that this experiment so far is a big win. If open software gets access to the larger SDXC microcards, that would be a big win. Or if ZTE allows external microphones to be plugged in to the default recording software, that would be fantastic. But with that, the next video that I'm going to shoot for you is the third part of the series that I'm going to add a fourth part to. What I realized is, well, I have the video cart, which I actually used in 2 different ways. I may address that in that video as well. I also had the video box, which I had more than one configuration of, but then the video bag. For the third part of the series, I'm going to demonstrate the video bag as I use it today. However, in the background of one of my videos, I noticed that you see the video bags on my lighting cart. I don't know if you picked it up or not. Sometimes we don't, notice every little thing in a video, but there are 2 different size video bags on the video light rig that I use today. And then I remembered, you know what? These aren't the original bags either. One of them was the second bag I used, and then I went from a very large to a very small to a medium-sized bag. These cameras made me go up to a medium-sized bag, but the original video bag was a very large bag. So I had 3 different bags, and I used them in 4 different ways. So I'm going to make a 4th video on the evolution of the video bag all by itself. But with that, let's wrap up this video. The external microphone test is a big win. The Rode microphone, the Rode SmartLav Plus with the SC1 extension cable, is a big win for us with the ZTE Axon 7 phone. And I really like the rule of thirds. You'd have to look that up to see what that is, but there's basically a tic-tac-toe board on the screen that I'm looking at. And part of that is, the rule of thirds is I want a line going through my eyeballs in the video screen on the monitor. I see it, but in the video you see, you won't see it. But it's called the rule of thirds, and it's a thing that shows up on the video screen when we're doing videos, and it's to help us with framing and composition. And I really like that open camera has it and the default video recording doesn't. So that'd be a nice thing to have no matter which way you look at it. So anyways, when I catch you in the next video, until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.